What up, YouTube? This is what we got going on today. So right now we're going to be working on the Lexus. We're going to be replacing the rear knuckle bushings on my car. So the quick story behind what happened with that thing is that the rear wheel fell off. So the one on this side, the driver's side, yeah, it just went AWOL when I was going on a freeway on-ramp, which is a very interesting experience. So the car was like just started shaking side to side on the on-ramp, and it came out, it was like a big old bend, and it started shaking side to side. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And out of nowhere, the whole rear end of the car gets thrown up like 2 feet in the air and just slams back to the ground and grinds to a halt. And I'm wondering, like, what the fuck just happened? The wheel just started like flying off into the distance. So I recovered the wheel, I put it back on, I made it back home safe. It did dent my rear right here significantly, which is where you get something really straight. Took out a big old chunk of paint. Oh, there it was. Took out a big old chunk of paint right there. More chunks right there. It really butchered one of my brake lines, but that's besides the point. What we're doing today is the rear knuckle bushing. So I'm gonna show you guys what you need to do, how to do it, and the tools you're gonna need. So this is all the tools, which isn't much. Other than a basic assortment of hand tools, this is the main thing you're gonna need, is a ball joint press. You can get these from like Harbor Freight or whatever. I got this one from AutoZone. I just bought it from them. You can rent them also, but I just bought it because it comes in clutch. You can use it for ball joints, other bushings and stuff like that. It helps. So I bought one, like 40 bucks, it's totally worth it. And the parts we're gonna replace, which are these. These are what the bushings look like. Supposedly they stamp in real easy. So I'm expecting a pretty quick install today. But yeah, so I'm gonna get started by jacking the car up in the air, getting this hoe up nice and ready to work on, and then I'm gonna start walking you guys through the process. So thank you for listening and time to follow along. Okay, so the rear wheel's in the air. I wanted to show you guys how I diagnosed I was wrong. So if you grab the wheel right here and wiggle it around, you can tell, but the wheel is moving and wiggling around, which is not good. So that means it needs to be done. So the car's already in the air. I'm gonna go ahead and take the wheel off and just show you guys what's in there. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. The rear wheel is off. The bolt holding the lower control arm to the knuckle is out. I'm using a second jack that I had lying around to pull them apart. When you pull that bolt out right here, that holds the knuckle and then the lower control arm together, make sure you take note of where your camber is at, because this is what adjusts the camber when you kind of twist it in and out. I personally don't care, so I'm just gonna dial out as much camber as I can because my car's slammed. But here's what we need to pay attention to. So right now, this is my lower control arm bushing right here, okay? So this should not wobble around like that. This should actually be really firm. So that's trash. Comparing it to this one that has no play in it at all. So this needs to go. So with this extra space, I'm gonna show you guys how to use the ball joint press if I can. It's a little tight in here, but essentially what we're gonna do is gonna clamp the ball joint press around this and just use it to stamp out this bushing and push it out by force. So let me get it situated and see if I can find a good perspective for you guys to watch that from. Okay, so this is how the little contraption goes around the bushing. So the big old C-clamp goes around the whole thing. There's a little bushing on the other end of it, or a little fitting that I'm using so I can stamp out the bushing. So the idea is you screw this piece in, it threads in, and then it pushes the bushing out through the other end. So with these, you always want to make sure to use a 1/2-inch drive socket wrench, because under no circumstances are you ever supposed to use an impact gun with one of these, just because it can't. Or unless you're an idiot like me, you just want to use an impact gun. But okay, I kind of fucked that up. There it goes. So bushing's coming out. Oh, there it goes. So here, there it goes. Bushing will go out. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, that's trash. It's not even one piece anymore. So oh shit, no, I know what happened now. The metal bushing, the metal collar that goes around this whole thing also broke. So there's still a little piece of metal in there that's gonna keep my that little silver ring is part of the bushing. So I need to figure out how to get that out, because that is this metal housing right here. So I'm gonna try the stamping out method one more time, because obviously it didn't all come out. So I'm gonna deal with that real quick. But you get the idea. Normally don't use the impact gun. It just makes shit more difficult or easier depending on how you view your life. But there you go. I'm gonna figure out how to get it out and I'll put it back together right now. Okay, so after many of laboring and slaving away, I finally got the bushing out, or the collar of it. So I had to make some relief cuts with the Sawzall just to kind of help it flex a little bit, and then I promptly hammered the shit out of it till it popped out. But there's the hole now, way bigger than it was, and now I need to stamp this bitch back in. So you line it up, and I'm gonna try using a hammer at first just to see if I can kind of just drive that bitch on through, and if not, I'm gonna use the ball joint press to see if it can calmly and lightly squish it back together. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. So yeah. So hammer taps for now until it goes through. So I'll still let you guys know if the hammer taps work, but it's going pretty smoothly so far. Okay, so bushing, you can't see shit, god damn it. But oh look, how convenient. So the bushing is back in there, and it's drilled in, screwed back on, the camera is adjusted to 0, and now we're back together. So that's been it for the video. Hopefully you guys found this useful. Yeah, so that shit was actually looking kind of difficult, because to press it out was like a massive pain in the ass, and then to install it again was another massive pain in the ass. But yeah, hopefully you guys found it useful. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys watched this far, have a good day, stay safe, don't die, and deuces, biatch.